Okay, so today we're going to walk you through how to set up your email bot application on the Newbound network so that you can send and receive completely private, secure email directly over the Newbound network. This assumes that you've already set up your security settings and created a user account for yourself using the security bot, and it also assumes that you've connected to another device over the Newbound network that you want to send and receive emails with. All right, let's go ahead. So the first thing we need to do is add an account for the email bot itself. And that's an email address that your machine is going to receive email at. You can add multiple accounts for different users, but we've created a user called Demo, and we're going to use that for our mailbox, and we're going to create our own brand new private email address. We're going to call ourselves demo at mmm.nn. Now, .nn is not a valid top-level domain, so you have no concern that it will ever resolve to an actual email account somewhere on the global internet. .nn doesn't exist, so you can safely use it. We're not going to tie this to any sort of external account, but if you wanted to use your actual valid email address and have one inbox, you can set that up too. So we're going to just go ahead and add that account. All right, so now we're going to put in the information on the folks that we want to send and receive email with. We've already connected to a device named Debian Mini 43, and I know that that machine is set up for an email address that is test at Debian Mini 43.nn and save. Okay, we're all set up. It's really that easy. So now we're going to go over to our mail application and we're going to add an email account. Someday there'll be a sixth option here for the Newbound network, but for now you got to click add other. All right, so the engineers over at Apple, they're really clever, and they've determined that the most common use case here is that someone types in, pastes in a Gmail email address, and they know how to auto configure for all that stuff. But the use case where you're connecting to your local machine as a proxy server to a non-existent email address on a private network, that use case never came up. So you really have to battle Apple's mail application in order to get this information in there, but I'm going to show you how to do it. So basically, we just put in our email address, right? Demo at mmm.nn. We put in our password, which is tied to our demo account. Wrong password. Okay, which is tied to our demo account on the Newbound network. We're going to go ahead and create that account. Oh, it can't figure out what that means. Surprise, surprise. So you got to manually configure it. Go next. We want to select POP. That's very important. For mail server, we just put in localhost. That tells it that you're connecting to your local machine and not to some other device on the internet. And our username is demo, our password, and next. And oh, it can't figure that out because we're on a non-standard port. The port for the Newbound Network's POP3 server is 1100. You can change it if you want, but there's no need. You don't need to use SSL or any kind of fancy authentication, just the standard password. Click next. Your SMTP server is also going to be localhost, right? You're connecting to your local machine. You don't need a username and password. Why you got to log in if you're talking to yourself, right? Okay, so create, and it needs more information because we're on a non-standard port. 2525 is the default port for the SMTP server on the Newbound network. And again, we don't need to use secure sockets layer or authentication because we're just connecting to ourselves. Go ahead and create. And check that out. We're all set up. We can literally now send and receive emails over the Newbound network. Let's send one to our buddy. and send. And so, just like that, it went off over the Newbound network. I've got another machine set up right next to it here to check that email address, and so I've already gotten that email in. I'm just going to reply here with a quick thank you and send that off from another machine. And now when I click Get Mail, there it is. So that's how you go about turning email, the internet's least secure form of communication, into the internet's most secure form of communication using the Newbound network. If you'd like to learn more about the email bot and the Newbound network, just go to newboundnetwork.com.